Hi friends, welcome to my channel Renu's Chalk and Talk. If you are new, please do subscribe to my channel, like, comment and share my video with your friends and family. Last video I started common errors in degrees of comparison and we observed some points also where usually the children commit mistakes, and today we continue the same topic, common errors in degrees of comparison. So next one is related to personal pronouns. Okay, personal pronouns, usually some errors, the children make some errors related to personal pronouns so far as this topic is concerned. Already I explained this in pronouns, common errors in pronouns also in degrees of comparison. All one point I mentioned there, and once again we do that. Okay, personal pronouns, actually if you watch that video, subjective case, objective case and possessive case, isn't it? Regarding to subjective case, what type of mistakes usually they commit? He is taller than I. He is tall and I am also tall. Then comparison is between the two subjects, he and I. He is tall, I am tall. Then you are comparing the two subjects or two persons. Then how do you say he is taller than me? He is taller than me. But this is wrong. He is taller than me is wrong. You have to compare me. Why? Because me is an objective case, it is an objective form of I personal pronoun. So when you compare, this must be between the two subjective cases, the comparison, he and I. Isn't it? He is tall, I am tall. Then when you use in comparative form, he is taller than I, not me. So this is the important thing you have to remember, because here the many make mistake here, isn't it? So the always the comparison is between the two subjects, he and I, not he and me. One is subject and one is objective case, it is wrong. So the comparison must be between the two subjective cases in this sentence. He is taller than I. Then when you change this into positive degree, how do you write? I am not as tall as him. Wrong. He only. Again here also he, not him. Okay. So this you have to remember, because the comparison is between the two subjects. Okay. He and I. So here you should not make one subjective case, one objective case. It is wrong. Second one is objective case. When it is there, then how do you compare? You gave them more cookies than we. You gave them more cookies than we. First of all, try to understand the sentence. You gave them cookies. You gave us also some cookies. You gave them cookies. You gave us cookies. But you are comparing. You gave them more cookies than we. Wrong. Than us, because here the comparison is between them and us. Both are in objective case. You they gave them more cookies than us, not we. It is not between the subjective case and subjective case. Here now the comparison is between objective case and objective case. So at the end you have to write the objective form of we, that is us. You gave them more cookies than us. You gave them cookies, you gave us also cookies, but which you gave them more than us. So here you should not say more than we. Okay, because here the comparison is between the two objective cases. This you have to remember. So here the comparison is between the two subjects, here the comparison is between the two objective cases. The third one is possessive case, isn't it? His car is bigger than them. His car is bigger than them. If you say like that, then what is this them? Them is an objective form of they. And his car, here you are talking about possession, his, isn't it? Then the comparison must be in the possessions only, possessive case only. not with the one possessive case, one objective case. Though, so how you have to say his car is bigger than their car. Okay, instead of their car, you can go for pronoun theirs. Okay, that is the possessive form. Theirs. It is them. If you write, it is wrong because you are comparing the car with another car, not car with them, isn't it? Then that is the mistake. You are not comparing the car with them, isn't it? This car with that car, or his car with their car, isn't it? So the comparison must be the between the possessive case in this sentence. Then so at the end you have to write possessive form of pronoun. What is that? Theirs. His car is bigger than theirs. Their car actually. So instead of that, we are using possessive pronoun theirs. His car is bigger than theirs. So you have to observe these three cases related to personal pronouns. Usually these are the common mistakes you make. So you have to notice where the comparison is. Whether it is between the two subjects, you go for a subjective case. If it is the comparison is between the two objects, we should use the objective form. If it is with the possessive case, you have to go with the possessive. So that you have to remember, and then accordingly you have to change the pronouns after than. Okay, next. Yeah, some comparatives which are actually originally Latin comparatives, but we use in English also. Those comparatives like superior, inferior, or senior, junior, some comparatives are there which are originally in Latin. Latin comparatives we call them. And after these comparatives, what is the special thing about these comparatives? After them, we use to, not than, because in comparative degree, usually which word we are using? Than. He is taller than I, like that. Than we are using all the time, isn't it? But for these Latin comparatives, what do? We don't use than. We use only to for these, especially for these words we use only to, not than. He is junior to me, or I am senior to him. Senior or junior to, it is followed usually by to, not than. This is important. So senior to, junior to, this material is superior to that material, this cloth is inferior to that cloth. Okay, the material, if you want to talk about the quality, superior and inferior quality. Then also it is followed by two, senior and junior also followed by two, and we don't take more and most in these cases, more senior to me or more superior to most superior, like that we don't use. Only in one form we use, that is superior, inferior, senior, junior, but after that you don't use than, we use only two. Okay. Then Latin comparatives only, but use them only in positive degree. Okay. What are those words? Major, minor, interior, exterior. These words we use only in positive degree. No to or than. We don't use to or than because positive degree means not required to and than. So this is a major operation. We don't say this is the most major operation or something like that, because this word itself originally comparative, but we are using them in positive degree. That's why this is a major, minor, interior, exterior. These words are used only in positive degree. It is a major operation. He is an interior designer. The exterior walls of the house need to be painted, need to be decorated more. The exterior walls of the house, exterior, outside, interior, inside. Okay, he's an interior designer. So, interior, exterior, major, he underwent a major operation or he met with a minor accident. Okay, in such cases, we use major, minor, interior, and exterior. No to or than, because these are used only in positive degree. Next one. Now let us look at some words which are confusing, like some comparatives and superlatives, some confusion is there. To avoid that, with examples we do those words. Okay, elder, eldest, and older, oldest. Usually, there is actually confusion between these elder and older, or eldest and oldest. One is in comparative degree and one is in superlative degree. Then, when to use these words and when to use these words, we just see. Elder and eldest means when we talk about members of same family, we use elder and eldest. Members of same family means usually if we talk about persons, we use this. Old and older, oldest, older and oldest, they are related to talk about age. Whether it is things or persons, both we can use this word. And older and oldest we can use for both persons and things, and it is related to age. Okay, he is the eldest son in the family. He is the eldest son. You should not say he is the oldest son. So, oldest son, it is wrong. In this case, what we have to write? He is the eldest one, eldest son. He is my elder brother. You should not say he is my older brother. Okay, it is wrong. Older is wrong. In these cases, you have to use elder and eldest. Okay, so whenever you talk about members of the same family, then you have to use elder and eldest. Okay, he is the eldest member in our family, or he is the eldest son in the family, or he is my elder brother. Okay, similarly, older and oldest, it is the oldest temple in our city. Oldest temple. You should not say it is the eldest temple. Okay, you are talking about the age, oldest one. That was maybe in 60s or 70s or much earlier than that. So oldest, talking about age. Okay, in such cases you have to use oldest, not eldest. Okay, another one, this museum, when you compare also, this museum is older than that. Older only you have to use, not elder. Okay, because it is comparison between the two things. This museum is older than that museum. Okay, in such cases, you should not use elder is wrong. You should use only older. Or he is the oldest man in our village. Is the oldest man, maybe 90 plus. Then you can use the word oldest person in our village. Not he is the eldest one. Oldest man in our village. Okay, this is correct. So related to age, when you talk about, you have to use older and oldest. When you talk about members of same family, we use elder and eldest. This is the first thing. Next. So next words, late, later, latest. And these words, they talk about time, late comers, isn't it? We use the word for that, late, talking about that. Late, it is telling about time. Okay, late, later, latest. Whereas another one is late, latter, and last. This talks about the position. Last, it talks about the position. First and last, isn't it? Mostly we use these words. So, and this in between comparative form is latter. Okay, this is later, this is latter. Then now let us look at the examples. When do we use? One talks about time, the delay, late comers. Okay, so that it talks about, the first one it talks about that, and second one talks about the positions. Okay, Ram reached the school later than Sham. Ram went to school, Sham also went to school, but Ram reached the school later than Sham. Okay, later. First one, later, you have to use. Here you should not use. Ram reached the school later than Sham. So that is wrong. You have to use the first one because it is talking about time, delay. Some delay is there for reaching the school. So Ram reached the school later than Sham. Later, not later. Okay, that one first one. And this is the latest model, the mobile phone or car or tab or whatever maybe. This is the latest model. It has all features. We use the word, isn't it? It's the latest model. Okay, In such cases, we have to use latest, not last. It is the last model you should not use. Okay. So latest model is correct, not last. I heard the latest news. Or what is the latest news? We usually ask. Or I received the latest news. I heard the latest news. Not, you cannot say I heard the last news. Okay. That last is wrong. Latest is correct. This is the latest model. This is the latest news. In such cases, we can use. So later and latest talks about the time. Okay. Then second one is latter and last it talks about the positions. Okay. When two people are there, Rohan and Roshan are there, that those two are brothers. In such cases, how do you use the former is my classmate. When I am talking about the former, means when you are talking about two people, the first one is former, the second one is latter. Okay, and you are talking about two people. Rohan and Roshan are two brothers. The former is my classmate, the latter is my brother's classmate. Okay, the former one means first one, means Rohan is my classmate and Roshan is my brother's classmate. Then in such cases, how do you write? The former, whenever you are using the former and the latter. Former means first one, the latter means the second one. When there are you are talking about two people. So Rohan and Roshan are two brothers. The former is my classmate, the latter is my brothers. In such cases, not, you cannot use later, the later is my class, then it absolutely the meaning totally changes. So you have to write latter, latter is correct. Okay, former and latter, these two words also important. Former always talks about the first person and the latter talks about the second one. Here two people are there, Rohan and Roshan. Okay, and even if you take up, you are reading a book, okay, then you say like this: the latter chapters of the book are very much interesting, but the last chapter is boring. The latter chapters of the book are interesting. Here, okay, latter. Okay, you should not write later, it is latter you have to use. The latter chapters of the book are interesting, but the last one is boring. The last chapter. Here, last you can use even first and last. Okay, Sunday is the first day of the week, Saturday is the last day, or January is the first month, and December is the last. In such cases, also first and last, that is the same. So the confusion is with latter. The latter chapters of the book are interesting, but the last chapter is boring. You should not use later in this case. It is wrong. Or here, instead of last, you cannot use latest chapter is boring. This is also wrong. You should use only the last chapter is boring. Okay. So here you have to remember these words: late, later, latest, late, latter, and last. Okay, next words. Next confusing words are farther and further. Farther, it is farther, farthest. They talk about distance. Farther, farthest. Comparative degree, farther, farthest. In superlative, they talk about distance. Further and furthest, they talk about additional, something more you want to do. In such cases, further. So here also just a here and you here, one letter difference, but the two words are different. Farther and further. One talks about farther, far. You remember far, from that only farther. So it talks, far always talks about distance. So you can remember in that. Further, it talks about additional, something more you want to do further. Varanasi is farther from Kolkata than Patna. Farther means distance wise, it is very far. Varanasi is farther from Kolkata than Patna. So it is talking about distance, farther. You cannot say Varanasi is further from Kolkata. Wrong. You have to use only farther. Further, if you use here, it is wrong. Okay, we must get further information, additional information. If you want to get, we must get further information. Here in this case, further is wrong. Further information. For it is wrong. Further is correct. We must get further information. You must do some additional courses. You must do. In such cases, what do you say? You must do further courses in this uh, case, then you will be very much skilled or very much technically improved. You must do further courses in this. Further courses. If you are not further courses, okay, you must do further courses in this case. Okay, so we must get further information, means additionally some more information we must get. So in such cases, we use further. Further, to talk about the distance, we use farther. So these two words are also mostly confusing words. Then nearest and next. These two, another pair of words, confusing words are nearest and next. Nearest, again, it talks about the distance, and next talks about the position. He sits next to me, next to me. His house is next to ours, or my house is next to hers. Okay, it is talking about next, is talking about position. He is next in the queue line. If people are standing, he is next to me. Position. Okay. Or he is next to occupy the chair. So the position. It is talking about next is talking about the position, and near or nearest, nearer, they talk about the distance. Which is the nearest airport from here, which is the nearest railway station, which is the nearest airport. So in such cases, near, it is talking about distance, and next is talking about the position. Okay, and one more pair of words, confusing words are there. We just see that. So one more pair of words, confusing words are first and foremost. We always use these words first and foremost when we talk, discuss any topic. This is first and foremost point you have to remember. First point and foremost means more important point. Okay, important. That's why teachers always use this word, these two words together, first and foremost. The point means they talk about it is the first point, and foremost point means it's an important point you have to remember. So we always use these two, first and foremost, but slight difference is there. First always talking about the position, and foremost talks about the important point or the best one or the leading one. We use the word foremost. Gandhiji was the foremost leader during freedom struggle. He was the not the first leader. Foremost leader you have to use. Or he is one of the foremost actors of his time. He is one of the first actors. You should not say he is one of the foremost actors. Means the best actor during his time or of his times. He is the best actor of his times, or best singer, or whoever may be foremost. In such cases, you have to use foremost. Okay, and first, he was the first prime minister of India. He was the first chief minister of our state. So in such cases, the position, he was the first one. Okay, he got first rank, he secured first mark. So we used, isn't it? So first, in such cases, we talk about, and foremost. First, you all know, many times we use the word, but foremost is the best thing or important thing or the leading thing. We should use foremost. So this is the difference between first and foremost. So these are the usually the confusing words. Okay, comparatives and superlatives. So you should not make any mistake in this. I think it's clear now. So with this, I'll wind up the session and we'll be back soon. With this, we have completed the full topic, that is the parts of speech, adjectives completely. We have finished, and I'll be back soon with the next parts of speech. Thank you for watching my video.